Most people think that starting an AI agency in this market nowadays is all hype, all luck, all fake, and I understand it, okay? It is a commoditized market. Everybody and their mom has an AI agency, but to prove this wrong and prove that anybody can do it with less than $1,000 to start, I started a brand new AI agency from scratch, completely on my own, with no team, no list, and no network, okay, to prove that it isn't luck. And in the first 30 days, I was able to build it up to 14.7K in recurring revenue. So every single client we've signed on is on a monthly retainer. This exact amount will come back next month, not including, of course, the new clients that we're signing on. I'll prove this is real. This is the Stripe. This is the new ad account. I'll hit the refresh so you can see this is legit. Love it when it takes this long to load. So you can see right there, we go to the 16th to the 16th, 16th to the 16th, apply 14.7K. Now, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down not only how we did it, but how we managed to 10x our lead flow in the process, we tanked our show up rate, and then how we fixed it, and how we use AI to automate the fulfillment process to where it makes it very, very easy for us. So once again, my business partner and I, we have a large personal brand following. We had an old AI agency and our other AI agency. So we didn't use any of that in this video or for this challenge that we're doing. With the right systems, anyone can start a profitable AI agency, and I'm going to prove to you in this video that you can do it today. So give me 10 minutes, and if you watch through this entire video and you're willing to commit and you believe in yourself, you can get started today and make 10K a month in less than 30 days. So once again, no email list, no personal brand, no warm intros, no followers, just a little bit of ad spend and knowledge, okay, in order to make 10K a month. Now, I won't lie to you, okay? If you do not have money to spend on ads, to teach yourself how to run ads and to acquire clients, I would personally suggest that you get a job, okay? If you don't have $1,000 to make 10,000 a month, then you cannot invest in yourself yet. If you're not willing to invest in yourself and you do have the $1,000, that's a different story, okay? Now, once again, for this challenge, we wanted to make sure that it was completely out of the realm. So our old AI agency, we worked with a couple different niches. We worked with med spas, we worked with home service businesses. For this challenge, we worked in a subsection inside home services, okay? So completely brand new, never touched, we'd never heard of it before. Brand new niche. Okay, no, we had no prior experience working in this niche. We just had a hypothesis that, okay, we could help these home service guys fulfill, and they're higher leveraged. So when I say higher leveraged, I mean they have a $10,000 plus offer, so it's easy to fulfill for them. If we get them one converted client, they're going to be happy and they're going to continue paying us. And all we had was general agency knowledge, okay? So the first thing that we did right off the bat is we started out with our offer up front. Which was 10 to 20 booked estimates per month guaranteed. Now, what happened was the market was very hesitant. They were underwhelmed and something was missing. Okay, people were clicking, we were getting clicks, but the people coming through were very low quality. They were showing up, in the middle of a job. They were kind of like not into it. It was very weird. So what we did, and this was the key change that essentially sped up our lead flow by 10x, was change two things, and that's in the number. So we just changed from 10 to 20 booked estimates per month to 50 booked estimates per month. Now, what happens is this completely stands out, okay? And what it did was it created buzz, okay? A lot of people, 50 estimates, 50 estimates, 50 estimates. And what happened was leads started to come through. They would hop on the call. They were smaller companies, and eventually we downsell them on whatever the original offer was, 10 to 20 booked estimates anyway. Now, we did have some people interested in the 50 that were larger companies, and it would make sense, but they were a little bit hesitant on getting started right away because it is a 5K retainer. So for our 50 booked estimates per month, we charge 5,000 per month instead of the normal 2,000. So we had a lot of people that were coming through. They were interested in the 50 estimate. They were either not qualified for it, so we downsold them, or they were hesitant, and we got them in on the 10 to 20 offer. So that key switch right off the bat opened up the ads. It differentiated us from the market. It stood out. It popped. It was buzz, right? And we had great engagement, okay? So that key switch was amazing, okay? It was almost too good to be true. Inbox was filling out. Everything was doing amazing, which is obviously what you want. Now, what happened was our show rate was less than 20%. 20% is being conservative and nice. It was more like a 10% show rate. Like self-bookings were at 0%. We had nobody show up for self-bookings. So there was a main issue. Okay, we thought, hey, like maybe we need to be calling these guys. Who knows? What is the problem here? And we kind of sat down, my business partner and I, and we realized, hey, like these contractors, every single time they're joining the call on the phone, they're on the job, they're in the car, they're driving, whatever. So we understood that trying to get them on a Zoom call is not going to work. These guys aren't used to it. They're always on phone calls. So what we did was we eliminated this barrier of Zoom calls, and we turned all of our sales calls into a phone call process, okay? Now, on top of that, what we did was on all headlines, on all funnels, every single page that we ran, we had business owners off the tools. So basically, it's calling out business owners who are off the tools, who don't work on the tools, because we want to qualify to work with those type of people. We don't want to work with a guy who's going in and doing all the inspections, because obviously they're a smaller company if they're doing that. Now, those two things, we eliminated that tech friction. It's a very straightforward forward process now. So if we call and our setter gets on the phone, our setter being Jax, who's doing the sales side of things, we turned it from, okay, we're going to set this to a Zoom call. We're going to take that call and that sales call, and we're going to sell them right off the bat. Obviously, if they're busy, then we book them in for a phone call. And with that, we still had we have like a 90% show rate now. Okay. So it's very simplified process, and it only works for this niche. If you were to do this for med spas, it would not work. If you were to do this for dentists, it would not work. We had to identify, we had to run ads, we had to see what happened, and then we had to fix the problem based on and tweak based on what the market told us. So now what we're doing is we are generating leads, we're attracting potential clients, we're booking calls, scheduling meetings with the prospect, they're showing up to those meetings, and we're having quality conversations. All of this is done through phone call. No face-to-face conversation, all phone call. We've even been thinking about changing our onboarding process to phone calls just to make it a little bit more comfortable. But so far, Zoom calls been doing good for onboardings. So that set us up in a very, very great process. The sales machine is going great. You know, we have like a consistent 4 to 5x ROAS right now on a 15% churn rate with clients, which is really good. We had some issues, okay, with the ads. Meta was such a pain in the ass. We had to like restart a couple times, launch. It was, scheduled for review. So it slowed down a little, but now it's starting to pick up again. Getting people coming through pretty much every other day now. So it should be at 20, 30K a month very soon. Now, the most important thing was the sales calls, okay? The sales process. Compared to anything we've seen before in the market, it was not like anything we've ever seen before on the market. The sales process was so different. It was so straight to the point just because of how different these guys were. So the first thing that we do is we assess the current systems. Okay, so that's what usually is called the discovery. We're assessing, we're making sure we understand everything on the call, okay, understand where they're currently at, what they're doing to acquire clients. Most of the time, it's referral, word of mouth, whatever, okay, or like in like newspapers and stuff like that. Then what we do is we kind of plan out, okay, what is the ideal system for this client? What would be the dream setup? What would be the dream amount of estimates that they would need to have, that's really the only difference, is the 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 40 to 50, whatever, 50 plus. And then we bridge the gap. We tell them exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, how we managed to achieve it for other clients. Now that fulfillment is starting to kick in for our older clients, that we, older by, we signed 3 weeks ago. And then we present a solution and offer a tailored solution to the client for that gap. Okay. And then of course, final step is collecting payment. These sales calls, I kid you not, are like 20 to 30 minutes. This is the first time they've ever spoken to us. If it makes sense to the client and they are not confused, they are going to pay. That's the most important thing. You have to simplify, at least what we saw for this niche, we have to simplify the process enough to where it makes sense. Okay. They're not confused. They're completely 100% aware of what's going on and how we're going to solve the issue for them. Okay. They just don't want to do it themselves. Now, we didn't oversell, we didn't pitch hard, we showed them exactly what we want to do, and we spoke with absolute confidence in our offer. No matter what, even the first 2 clients that we had never fulfilled for, we have no idea how to fulfill for this niche, we had no idea how to do anything for any of these clients, we don't know any of the previous results, we spoke with absolute confidence because if somebody pays me money for a product that I tell them I'm going to do, no matter what, I'm going to figure out a way to make money for them. And that's why I think it's very important that you don't pitch any sort of, free trials or anything like that, because the money that the client is paying us, I'm using every single cent of that if I have to for the first couple clients to figure out a way to fulfill for them. Okay, I'm going to pay if I'm not able to do it, I'm going to pay somebody that I know, or make a post and ask somebody if they can help me, and if I can pay them for their time to help me fulfill for the client. I will make it happen. And if you can speak with absolute confidence, that's the best way to sell. A person is going to be able to tell, hey, this guy is, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy is going to help me sell. If you're there like, we're 100% gonna make you money, like. Nobody's going to give you money. It doesn't matter how good your offer is. It doesn't matter how good your landing page is or how good your ads are, okay? Sales is the most important thing, and when it comes down to that, you have to speak with absolute confidence. So this is kind of how our acquisition system worked. First client closed immediately. Second client closed 3 days later. Third client closed 2 days later. And fourth client closed 6 days later. So most of them didn't even close on the call. That's, I know it seems kind of crazy, but most of them closed after, we got off the call with them. Which a lot of people say, hey, like you need to push, you need to handle objections. Sometimes you just need to let them think. And the thing is, most of the time, the way that we're handling the sales calls, it isn't like an objection. It's more like, hey, I just need to move money around, or hey, I'm just like booked with inspections this week. I don't even have time for onboarding. Obviously, this is something that we want to fix. Like if we can close on the call, it's better. Who knows how much money we missed out because we aren't closing on calls. But this is what we did and what got us to our 14.7K in recurring currently. We do have, like I said, 3 or 4 in the pipeline who are ready to get started. So we will see. But yeah, now. Let's get down to fulfillment. So basically how we split up the acquisition side and just the roles in the business. Jax is doing all the systems and the sales. I'm doing all of the fulfillment and marketing. So that's marketing for us, marketing for clients, and then fulfillment. Now, the biggest thing with fulfillment, and this also comes down and ties to sales, is make sure that you do not overpromise, underdeliver, and then burn the client and then set yourself up for failure. Okay, most people will overpromise. They'll promise the world to the client. They'll underdeliver on that promise. The client will burn, okay, churn, whatever, and then you're setting yourself up for failure. You're gonna have to restart every single month. You're not building recurring revenue. What we've done to essentially guarantee success for our clients is systemize everything in terms of the onboarding process. Right now, we've gotten it down to, like I said, I'm in charge of all fulfillment. The snapshots, the templates, the systems in place for the first client that I fulfilled. The first client took like 6 hours, okay? It took like 6-7 hours, which, I consider a long time for fulfillment. I hated it, to be honest. That was the only client fulfillment that took more than like 2 hours to fulfill on. Every other client took me like 40 minutes to an hour. Now, obviously, that's not including like A2P. Sometimes, once I submit A2P verification for Go High Level, it takes like a day. So I'm not including that. I'm talking about the work that I'm doing. I've been able to get it down to about 45 minutes per client, okay? And, a lot of people are like, that's crazy, especially because every single client we've signed on right now is on a $2K US a month retainer. So 45 minutes of work for that is really good. And what we've done is we've systemized everything. We've systemized the onboarding funnel. We've automated the client Go High Level snapshot. We just deploy the funnel and set up the ads, which is pretty much automated, and the workflows are set up. We have custom values in Go High Level where we basically just replace like 20 things with all the company information, like the business owner's name, their location, whatever, and it just auto-populates inside of everything. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And I think this is very important because even if we are signing on lots of clients, if we're not able to consistently have a optimized funnel and systemized funnel and fulfillment process in place, then eventually we're going to crash and burn. So we've prepared and we've set up the fulfillment process to where we can, if we were to suddenly sign 20 clients, we can take it, okay, with hiring no people, with no acquisition, no payroll to pay, nothing like that, okay? So we are using effective ads, custom funnels, automated communication, AI scheduling to bring them qualified inspections, the 10 to 20 or the 20 to 30, depending on their ad spend. That's all we have so far. We don't have anybody higher than that. And the thing is, sometimes funnels break, forms misfire, bookings fail to sync, and we had to test out a bunch of variations, especially for the first client. We spent $500, we got them no estimates. And then what happened was I was testing every single time. I was testing the first client that I said took me 6 hours. I was testing, I was seeing new things, seeing what's working, what's not, what's getting clicks, what's not, what's converting people, what's generating leads. And we've gotten to the point now where at $60 cost per estimate, which for our guarantee, we need to get the minimum 10, and they have 3K in ad spend. So as you can see, that's, we're going to way over deliver with that. Now what that does is we're onboarding. So bringing on the new client, collecting all the information, customizing things to them. We're addressing the fixes. Okay, this is, like I said, this was for the first client. Everybody else really is the same. It's like copy paste. We're addressing the fixes, and then we're improving the experience, ensuring that they're satisfied. So what happened with the first client is there was a ton of mistakes. We fixed all of them, and then we started at that point with the second client. Then the second client had mistakes. We fixed those, and then set it up with a third client, and so on and so forth. So every single fulfillment and every single client that we're fulfilling for, we're learning new things, and then we're fixing our mistakes from the previous client into that client. And then obviously there's new things, so on and so forth. So every single time, it's an enhanced experience, and it's working better for the client. What the fuck is that noise? So, client satisfaction. Client is pleased with the results and continues the partnership. We run the ads effectively. Ads are performing well and reaching the target audience. We're bringing them estimates. Automation functions smoothly. Automations are working without issues. And then the funnel produces conversion. Sales funnel is producing and converting. This is what it looks like right now. It didn't look like that in the beginning. We were panicking. We were $500 in. It didn't. I told myself no matter what I'm going to fulfill, it doesn't matter if it takes me forever or if it takes us to the very last cent of ad spend, I'm going to make it happen. And of course, it's how you scale, okay? Systems, messaging, and audience. The best way that you're going to get authentic success and you're going to be able to fulfill for your client is not using shortcuts, not using clout, and not guessing, okay? It's researching, finding the best systems, seeing what will work and what has worked for other people, and then optimizing on top of that. It's basic capitalism, okay? It wasn't theory, it wasn't a gamble, it was calculated. It's a deliberate strategy that I planned out, and I had to make work. There was no other choice for me. No matter what, I used everything that I'd previously learned. On top of that, I learned a bunch of new strategies, and I made it happen. The number one most important thing is your offer sells your offer. Most of these guys are, it's too good to be true. Like if once we tell them 10 to 20 estimates for this and this cost, we break it down. It doesn't make sense. It makes them feel stupid for saying no, okay? We went into an untapped niche. We understand the market. We understand how to fulfill, and we will fulfill better than anybody else who has been trying or is going to try in the future. You need to understand and you need to know your audience better than they know themselves. A lot of times we'll have clients come in and they'll say, hey, I want this, this, and this done. And they need to understand, okay, hey, we could do this, but it's not going to guarantee results. You need to control your audience. You need to understand that just because something worked for someone doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. This was a big thing that came up with our acquisition process, selling people, trying to get them on the Zoom call, but nobody was showing up. It was a huge thing that we need to understand. Okay, these guys want help. They need help. There's no reason they're booking a call and just not showing up. They're just not used to it. They're not used to hopping on Zoom. We know that they're on the phones. We know that they need help, and we wanted to ensure with absolute confidence in our offer that we feel bad for these people if they don't sign with us because we know we can make them money, right? And number three, speed beats perfection. Okay, we got right into it. Like I said, I didn't know how to fulfill for the first client, and I tried. I played with the ad spend. I wasted a couple. I don't want to say wasted. I used a little bit of money to figure out the initial processes and the systems, and then eventually perfecting the process. It'll never be perfect. There'll always be changes that I can make in order to get the cost per lead down or get the lead quality increased. So it'll never be perfect, but I can always try, and speed always beats perfection. Okay. AI is a tool, not a gimmick. So a lot of people are coming in and saying, hey, I'm just going to sell AI and AI alone. And that's a mistake. You need to sell something that's always been sold in the market. You need to sell something that is valuable and use AI to achieve and systemize and shiny object syndrome, right? Make it like it's all this brand new thing. When in reality, you are selling systems, you're selling results. Put your own wins back into the machine, okay? Delivery scales your reputation. So every single client that you fulfill for, if they're happy, they know other people, you're going to build a reputation in the market. You're going to have referrals coming through. You're going to have happy clients who are going to continue paying you. Win, 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 win. 2 operators can outwork a bloated team. Okay, this is a huge thing. A lot of people say, oh my God, Nick, to have like that many clients and be signing on that many clients, you need so many people. I can record content like this for YouTube. I can travel the world. I was living in Romania. I can start a brand new business completely from scratch, new niche, new offer, everything, still fulfill, still get results, and still scale this offer with just me and my business partner. Okay, so if I can do it, you can do it. I was literally traveling the world. I was in Romania. If you follow me on Instagram, Nick.Vasiliou, you can see that 2 operators can outwork a bloated team, no problem, especially with AI. And simplicity wins, okay? So there's a couple of things here, okay? I know some people are going to say, hey, I don't have $1,000 to get started. I don't know enough about AI. I don't have a personal brand. I don't have time. I'm not a tech person. And I'm going to tell you, these are just a bunch of bullshit excuses, okay? To start my business back, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I went in debt $15,000. And I'm not telling you to go in debt $15,000 because, some people will not believe in themselves. And I told myself when I invested in myself and I went into debt that I'm going to make this happen. I have to make it happen because I have this debt to pay. And you can come up with excuses all the time. You can say, hey, in September soon I'm going back to school or whatever, or I don't have the time, or I have to do this or I have to do that. And I'm telling you right now, good. Keep thinking like that, okay? If you're going to keep thinking like that, you're going to make it easier for the rest of us. Now, if you want to change your mindset, if you want to break out of that, you just have to get started. Just like I said before, speed beats perfection all the time. Just start now. Just do it. Just don't make an excuse. Don't say I'm going to start tomorrow. Don't say I'm going to start the day after. Get out of bed. Count in your head 3, 2, 1, go. Every single time that you're trying to procrastinate, count in your head 3, 2, 1, go, and get started on it. Don't waste any time, okay? I do have an opportunity for those of you who do want to get started, who are willing and are committed and confident in investing in yourself. It is not a small investment. I will tell you that for sure. You can work with me one-on-one. I only take a certain amount of people every single month because I am starting this brand new AI agency from scratch. I have my own business going at the same time, and I'm also helping other people scale. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one and you need help with either starting and scaling an AI agency completely from scratch or scaling your existing AI agency to 20, 30, 40K a month, you can book a call in the description below. It'll be an application process. You fill out a bunch of questions. It'll be a one-on-one call with either me or my business partner, Jackson. I'm sure you guys know him. And that'll be one-on-one. You work with us one-on-one for 6 months. We help you start, scale, change things, change your offer, work on your niche, every single thing that you could possibly think of, systems, fulfillment, hiring, whatever, everything that you need in order to build and start and scale your agency completely from scratch. You can book. The link in the description below. Like I said, it's completely optional, completely up to you. You don't have to do it. It is a good way to speedrun the process, investing in mentorship. And if you can invest in mentorship, something I completely and suggest 100%. Just last year, I actually invested over 6 figures in mentorship. And I dedicate a lot of my success, a lot of my knowledge, a lot of my confidence in the mentors I invested in. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, book in the description below. If it's not, no problem at all. You can watch all my YouTube videos. You can learn from for free, from scratch. It might take a little bit longer, but doesn't really matter. So yeah, guys, take care. I hope you found some sort of value in this video. Drop a comment below of something that you want to see next, and anything I can do to help give value. Yeah, other than that, take care, and I wish you all the best. Which was 10 to 20 book estimates per month guaranteed. Now, what happened was the market was very hesitant, they were underwhelmed, and something was missing. Like, people were clicking, we were getting clicks, but people coming through very low quality. They were showing up in the middle of a job, they were kind of like not into it. It was very weird. So what we did, and this was the key change that essentially sped up our lead flow by 10x, was change 2 things, and that's the number. So we just changed from 10 to 20 book estimates per month to 50 book estimates per month. Now, what happens is this completely stands out, okay? And what we did was it created buzz. Okay, a lot of 50 estimates, 50 estimates, 50 estimates. So what happened was leads started to come through. They were popping all. They were smaller companies, and actually we downsell them on whatever the original offer was 10 to 20 book estimates anyway. Now, we did have some people interested in the 50 that were larger companies, that would make sense, but they were a little bit hesitant on getting started right away because it is a 5-year retainer over our 50 book estimates per month, which is 5,000 per month, instead of the normal 2,000. So we had a lot of people who were coming through interested in the 50 estimate. They were either not qualified for it, so we downsold them, or they were hesitant, and we got them on the 10 to 20 offer. So that key switch right off the bat opened up the eyes. It differentiated us from the market, stood out, it popped, it would buzz, right? And the great engagement. Okay, so that key switch was amazing. Okay, it was almost too good to be true. Inbox was filling out, everything was amazing, which is obviously what you want. Now, what happened was our show rate was less than 20% being conservative. It was more like 10% show rate. Like self bookings were 0%. We had nobody show up self bookings. So there was an issue. Okay, we thought, hey, like maybe we need to be calling these guys. Who knows? What is the problem here? And we got sat down with our partner, and we were like, hey, like these contractors every single time they're joining the call on the phone, they're joining on the job, they're in the car, they're driving, whatever. So we understood that trying to get them on a Zoom call is not gonna work. These guys aren't used to it. They're always on phone calls. So what we did was we eliminated this barrier of Zoom calls, and we turned all of our sales calls into a phone call process. Okay. Now, on top of that, we did was on all headlines on all funnels, every single page that we ran, we had business owners off the tools. So basically, it's calling out business owners who are off the tools, who don't work on the tools, because we want to qualify to work with those type of people. We don't work with guys going in and doing all the inspections because obviously they're small companies. Now, those two things, we eliminated the heck friction. It's a very straightforward process now. So we call our Saturdays on the phone instead of being jacked to sales settings. We turn it from, okay, we're going to set this to a Zoom call. We're going to take that call and that sales call. We're going to sell them right off the bat. Obviously, they're busy, then we put them for a phone call, and with that, we still have, we have like 90% right now. Okay. So it's a very simplified process, and it only works for this niche. If you were to do this for Message or network, if you're doing this for network, we had to identify, we had to run out, to see what happened, and we had to fix the problem based on and tweak based on what the market pull is. So now what we're doing is we're generating leads, we're tracking potential clients, we're booking calls, scheduling meetings with prospects, we're showing up to those meetings, and we're having quality conversation through phone call. No face-to-face conversation, all phone call. If you think about your onboarding process through phone calls, just make it a little more comfortable. So far, Zoom calls do good onboards. So that set us up in a very, very great process. The sales meetings went great. We're having a consistent 4-5 ROAS right now on a 50% turnover time, which is really good. We had some issues, okay, with the ads. Meta was stuck in the ads. People restart a couple times while it was scheduled for review. So it's slowing down a little bit. Now starting to pick up again. Getting people coming through pretty good now. So it should get 20-30 a month here. Now, the most important thing was the sales calls. Okay? The sales process compared to anything we've seen before in the market, it was not like anything we've ever seen before in the market. The sales process was so different. It was so straight to the point. Just how different these guys were. So the first thing we do is we assess the current system, because that's what usually called discovery. Where I assess and making sure we understand everything on call, we understand where they're currently at, what they're doing to acquire clients. Most of the time, it's referral, word of mouth, whatever. They're like newspapers and stuff like that. Then what we do is we kind of land, okay, what is the ideal system for this client? What would be the dream setup? What would be the dream amount of essence that we need to have, which is that's really the difference. Is then 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, or 50 plus. And then we bridge the gap. And tell them exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to achieve it for other clients. Now that fulfillment starting to for older clients, and that we've seen older by, we designed 3 weeks ago. And then we present a solution, offer the tailored solution to the client for that gap. Okay. And then of course the final step is client meeting. These sales calls are like 20 to 30 minutes. This is the first time they ever spoken to us. If it makes sense to the client and they're not confused, they're going to pay. The most important thing, you have to simplify at least what we offer this need. We simplify the process enough where it makes sense. Okay. They're not confused, they're completely 100% aware of what's going on and how we're going to solve the issue for them. Okay. They just don't want to do it themselves. Now, we didn't oversell, we didn't pitch hard, we showed exactly what we want to do, and we spoke with absolute confidence in our offer. No matter what, even the first 2 clients that we never fulfilled, we had no idea how to fulfill this need. We had no idea how to do anything for any of these clients, we don't know any of the results. We spoke with absolute confidence because if somebody pays me money for a product, I tell them I'm going to do, no matter what, I'm going to figure out a way to make money for them. That's why I think it's very important that you don't pitch any sort of, the free trials or anything like that, because the money the client is paying us, I'm using every single cent that I have to do the first couple lines to figure out a way to fulfill them. Okay, we're going to pay the time I do it, we're going to pay somebody that I know, or make a post and ask somebody to help me if I can pay them for their time to help me fulfill the client. I will make it happen. If you can speak with absolute confidence, that's the best way to sell. A person is going to be able to tell, hey, this guy's, this guy knows what he's doing, this guy's going to help himself. You're like, we're 100% going to make you money. Like, nobody's going to make money, it doesn't matter how good your offer is, it doesn't matter how good your landing pages or how good your ads are. Okay, sales is the most important thing when it comes down to that. You have to speak with absolute confidence. First client close immediately, second client close 3 days later, third client close 2 days later, and fourth client close 6 days later. So most of them didn't even close on call. That's it seems kind of crazy, but most of them close after. We off the call with them. Which a lot of people say, hey, like, you need to push, you need to handle objections. Sometimes you just need to let them think. And I think most of the time the way that we're handling sales calls isn't like an objection. It's more like, hey, I just need to move money around, or hey, I booked the inspections, we don't have time for onboarding. Obviously, this is something I want to fix. Like if we can close on calls better, who knows how much money we so we aren't closing on calls. This is what we did, and what got us to our 14.7K currently. We have like 3 or 4 in the pipeline already to get started, so we'll see. But yeah, now let's get on to the fulfillment. So basically, I split up the acquisition side and just roll the business. Jack is doing all the systems and the sales. I'm doing all the fulfillment and marketing. So it's marketing for us, marketing for clients, and the fulfillment. The biggest thing with fulfillment, and it's also comes down to sales, is okay, most people overpromise the world, the client will underdeliver on the promise. The client will burn, pay churn, whatever, and then you're setting yourself up for failure after 3 starts, and not delivering revenue. What we've done to essentially guarantee success for our clients is systemize everything in terms of the onboarding process. Right now, we've gotten it down to like, an onboarding fulfillment, snapshots, the templates, the systems in place. The first client that I filled, the first client took 6 hours, okay, took 6 7 hours, which I consider a long time for fulfillment. I hated it, to be honest. That was the only client fulfillment that took more than like 2 hours of fulfillment. Every other client took me like 40 to 40 minutes to an hour. Now it's not doing ATP, sometimes like this ATP verification for Bible, it takes like a day, so I'm not doing that. I'm talking about the work that I'm doing. Then we'll get down to 45 minutes per client. Okay, and a lot of people are like, that's crazy. Especially every time I sign right now on 2K US monthly so 45 minutes of work that is really good. And what we've done is we systemize everything, systemize the onboarding funnel. We've automated the client level snapshot. We just deploy the funnel and set the ads, which is pretty automated, and the workflows are set up. We have custom values by level where we basically just replace like 20 things with all the information like the business owner's name, the location, whatever, and it's auto populates inside everything. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And I think this is very important because even if you're signing on with clients, if we're not able to consistently have a optimized funnel and systemized funnel and fulfillment process in place, then eventually we're going to crash and burn. So we prepared and we set up the fulfillment process where we can, if you were to suddenly sign 20 clients, we can take it. Okay, we hire no people with no acquisition, no payroll to pay, nothing like that. Okay, so we're using effective ads, custom funnels, automated communication, AI scheduling to bring them qualified inspections to 20 or 20 30 depending on their ad spend. That's all we have so far. We haven't higher than that. And the thing is, sometimes funnels break, forms misfire, bookings fail listing, and we have to test a bunch of variations, especially the first time we sent $500 with no estimates. And then what happened was like, I was testing every single time I was in the first client, that it took 6 hours. I was testing on seeing new things, seeing what's working, what's not, getting clicks, what's not, what's converting people, sharing leads, and we've gotten to the point now we're at $60 cost per estimate, which for a guarantee we get a minimum 10, and they have 3 ad spend. So you can see that's we're way over delivered with that. So bringing on new class, all the information, customizing things to them. We're addressing the fixes. This was the first line. Everybody else really the same. It's like copy paste. We're addressing the fixes and we're improving the experience, ensuring that they're satisfied. So what happened? The first line is there were a ton of mistakes. We fixed all of them, and then we started at that point with the second client. The second client had mistakes. We fixed those and then set up with the third client, and so on and so forth. So every single fulfillment, every single client that we're fulfilling, we're learning new things, and we're fixing our mistakes from the previous client to that client. Now we see the new things, so on and so forth. So client satisfaction, clients leads with the results, we can use the partnership. We run ads effectively, ads perform well, reaching target audience, we're bringing investments. Automation functions smoothly, automation working without issues, and the funnel producing conversion, sales funnel is producing, and this is what it looks like right now. It didn't look like that in the beginning. We were panicking, we were $500 in, then I told myself no matter when I fulfill, it doesn't matter if it's gonna take me forever or if it takes us the very last end of investment. The best way that you're gonna get authentic success and you're gonna be able to fulfill for your client is not using shortcuts, not using cloud, and not guessing. Okay, it's researching, finding the best systems, seeing what will work and what has worked for other people, and then optimizing on top of that. It's basic capitalism. Okay, it wasn't theory, it wasn't a gamble, it was calculated. It's a deliberate strategy that I planned out, and I had to make work. There was no other choice for me. No matter what, everything that I previously learned on top of that, I learned a bunch of new strategies and I made it happen. Number one most important thing is your offer sells your offer. Most of these guys are, it's too good to be true. Like when we tell them 10 points of business cost, we break down. It doesn't make sense. It makes them feel stupid for saying, okay, we went into an untapped niche, we understand the market, we understand how to fulfill, and we will fulfill better than anybody else who has been trying or is going to try in the future. You need to understand, you can know your audience better than they know themselves. A lot of times clients come in and they'll say, hey, I want this and this, and then you understand, okay, we can do this, but it's not going to guarantee results. You need to control your audience, you understand that just because something works for one doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. This was a big thing that came up with our acquisition process, selling people, trying to get them on Zoom call, nobody was showing up. It was a huge thing that we need to understand. These guys want help, they need help, there's no reason they're booking a call and just not showing up. They're just not used to it, they're not used to talking on Zoom. We know that they're on the phone, we know that they need help, and we want to ensure with absolute confidence in our offer that we feel bad for these people to sign with us because we know we can make money, right? And I'm afraid to speak professional. Okay, but I didn't do it because I didn't know how to fulfill the first line, and I played the ads and I wasted up. No, I don't say wasted. I used a little bit of money to figure out the initial processes and systems, and then eventually perfecting the process. So it'll never be perfect. There'll always be changes I can make in order to get the cost per lead down or get the lead quality increased. So it'll never be perfect. But AI is a tool, not a gimmick. So a lot of people are coming in and saying, hey, I'm just going to sell AI alone, and that's a mistake. You need to sell something that's always been sold in the market. You need to sell something that is valuable and use AI to achieve and systemize and shiny oxygen, right? Make it like, oh, it's a brand new thing. When in reality, you are selling systems, you're selling results. Place your own wins back into the machine. Okay, delivery sales or reputation. So every single client you fulfill for, they're happy. They know what people you're going to build a reputation in the market. You're going to have referrals coming through. You're going to have happy clients because you're paying you. Win. 2 operators can outwork a load of team. Okay, there's a huge thing. A lot of people say, oh my god, I have how many clients? I need to sign on how many clients? Need so many people. I can record content like this for you. I can travel the world, I was in Romania. I can fulfill, start a brand new business completely from scratch. New niche, everything, still fulfill, get results, and still scale this offer. It's just me and my business partner. Okay, so if I can do it, you can do it. I was literally traveling the world in Romania. If you follow me on Instagram, Nick Alvasalou, you can see that 2 operators can work on a team, no problem. Especially with AI and simplicity wins. Okay, so there's a couple things here. Okay, I know people are going to say, I don't have $1 to get started. I don't know about AI. I don't have a personal brand. I don't have time. I'm not a tech person, and I'm going to tell you these are a bunch of bullshit uses. Okay, start my business back, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I went into debt $15,000, and I'm telling you I went into $15,000, because some people will not believe in themselves. I told myself I invested in myself. I went into debt. I'm gonna make this happen. I have to make it happen because I have this debt to pay. And you can come up with excuses all the time. You say, hey, oh, September's going back to school, or whatever. I don't have the time. I do this, or I do that. And I'm telling you right now, good. Keep thinking like that. Okay? If you keep thinking like that, you're gonna make it easier for the rest of us. If you want to change your mindset, if you want to break out of that, you just have to get started. You just have to get started. Just like I said before, speak your friend all the time. Just start now. Just do it. Just don't make an excuse. Don't say I'm starting tomorrow. Don't say I'm starting after. Get out of bed. Count in your head. 3, 2, 1, go. Every single time you're trying to procrastinate, count in your head. 3, 2, 1, go, and get started. Don't waste any time. Okay? I give an opportunity for those of you who do want to get started, who are willing, are committed, and confident in investing in yourself. It is not a small investment. I will tell you that for sure. You can work with me one-on-one. I only take a certain amount of people every single month because I'm starting this AI agency from scratch. I have my own business going at the same time, and I'm also helping other people scale. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one and need help with either starting and scaling an AI agency from scratch or scaling your existing AI agency to 20, 30, 40 a month, you can book a call in the description below. It'll be an application process. You fill out a bunch of questions. It'll be a one-on-one call either me or this Turner Jackson. I'm sure you guys know him. And that'll be one-on-one. Work with us one-on-one for 6 months. We help you start, scale, change things, change your offer, revenue, every single thing you possibly think of, systems, fulfillment, whatever, everything that you need in order to build and start and scale your agency completely from scratch. You can book. Link in the description below. It's completely optional, completely up to you. You don't have to do it. It is a good way to speed run the process, investing in membership. And if you can invest in membership, something I completely and suggest 100%. Just last year I invested over 6 figures in membership, and I dedicate a lot of my success, a lot of my knowledge, a lot of my confidence in members I'm invested in. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, book in the description below. If it's not a problem at all, you can watch all my videos. You can learn from for free from scratch. May take a little bit longer, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I take care. I hope you have some value in the video. Drop a comment below something you want to see next, and anything I can do to help you with value. And other than that, take care, and I wish you all the best.